I'm Jared Brooke, Extension Wildlife Specialist with Purdue University, here with another wildlife habitat hint.
Here's an example of a backing fire. A backing fire is what we use to start most prescribed fires because it results in a slow-moving fire, one with short flame lengths that's easy to control compared to other firing techniques. So we're on the downwind fire break here. We're going to allow that fire just to back into the wind rather than being pushed by the wind. We do that because it's easier to control backing into the wind than being pushed by the wind. Here's an example of a strip head fire where we use the wind to our advantage and let it push the flames downwind. You can see the igniter is walking across the burn unit perpendicular to the wind direction, allowing those flames to be pushed downwind. The fire behavior on a strip head fire is more intense than a backing or a flanking fire, has faster rates of spread with longer flame lengths. We control the intensity of the fire behavior by changing the width of the strips. Wider strips results in more intense fire behavior. Narrower strips results in less intense fire behavior. Here's an example of a flanking fire where you have multiple igniters walking directly into the wind at relatively the same pace. The flames on a flanking fire aren't being pushed by the wind like a strip head fire, and they're not backing against the wind like a backing fire. They're spreading perpendicular to the wind, and you get this triangle shape. The fire behavior on flanking fires is in between a backing fire and a strip heading fire. You can change the intensity of fire behavior by changing the distance between igniters. Igniters that are closer together result in fire behavior that's more intense. The more spread out the igniters, the less intense the fire behavior. Here's an example of a spot or point source firing technique. It's similar to a strip heading fire in that the igniter is walking perpendicular to the wind direction across the burn unit. But instead of igniting a continuous line of fire, the igniter is lighting points or spots of fire. This creates fire behavior that's less intense than a strip head fire. We can change the intensity of spot fires by changing the distance between the points or dots of fire. The closer they are together, the more intense the fire behavior. The farther the points are apart, the less intense the fire behavior. Here's an example of a ring fire where you use backing fires, flanking fires, and head fires, usually lit from the fire breaks, to encircle the unit. Ring fires create fire behavior that's more intense than strip head fires. This intense fire behavior helps to lift smoke up quickly to get it off-site as quickly as possible. The intensity also pulls the flames towards the center of the burn unit like you see in the video below. However, ring fires may not allow for the escape of many wildlife species.